that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who wanted to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Oh, how y'all doing out there today, man? How y'all doing out there today? It was a wonderful weekend of boxing, for real, for real. The climax might not have been what we all wanted if you support Subrel, you know, and we was trying to go up against the powers that be. It was anticlimactic, but still climatic, if you know what I mean. I've been in the cut. Salute the AC, salute the Cookie Monster. I've been in the cut watching and just observing. Mic check, 1 2 1 2, sounding awesome. But that's nothing new. I appreciate that. I want to apologize to everybody, man. Somebody, we had heard like 2 transformers around in our neighborhood blow yesterday, earlier in the day. And, you know, the Einsteins of the community decided to wait till 9:30 to put the power out to repair something. So that's what happened to my live, you know. Maybe it was a message in there. Maybe it was a message saying, hey man, Mike, move on from it. Don't jump on Subrel too much. Don't get the Puerto Rican fans riled up too much, you know what I'm saying? Because I was not gonna lie, I was disappointed in Subrel. I was disappointed, man. I felt as though he gave people what they needed. Because in one breath, I was saying, man, look at Conor Ben and how he looked afterwards. You know, he clearly didn't look the same after his egg situation, and he was cleared. I said, look at AB. She clearly don't look like she got that power that she once had. Like she was rocking. She could put you down fairly easy before. You can say all you want, but she's the reason why I stopped talking about women's boxing for real. Because I said if I can't talk boxing the way I need to talk boxing, I'm not gonna show any favoritism just because she's a pretty woman. So I was looking at it from a standpoint that Subrel had, you know, he had the win in his sales. You know, they got the victory by basically going up against the powers that be, being that salmon swimming upstream. Fresh Promotions did their thing. They won. And then, you know, Eddie and them come out. They post this nonsense about Subrel's, you know, the findings of the Outta ring. And this was comparable to the Ryan thing, even though Ryan got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. Subrel was put on blast for having it in his system, but it didn't surpass the allowable threshold of it. And remember, if you want to talk precedence, because we always talk precedence on this channel over here, Bodywork Boxing, you can cite people like Canelo Alvarez who set precedence where saying that, okay, at first it was a pop, he did 6 months, and then they said, oh, well, you know, it was a threshold, and then they increased the levels and the limits and all this. So it was precedence over there, and people pick and choose when they want to be advocates of, you know, fighters, clean fighters, this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it was my stance that the last thing Subriel needed to do, and it's on wax, was to allow Dalton Smith to win, but he wound up being man down. Like, Dalton put him down, devastated his world. And in that speech right afterwards, Dalton Smith said, my PEDs are up here and pointed to his head, right here and pointed to the left side of his chest where his heart is, and right here between my legs where his cojones was. And I said, see, that's like going into the fight, that was like to show that there was no difference in you, to show that, granted you didn't go the distance, I mean, granted you went the distance on the last fight, but it was still different. But the last thing Subriel needed to do was look any different than he had been prior, because that only gives the ops plenty to feed on. And they are running with it like wildfire. So that's what my show was going to be last night. Listen, I'm not going to get too high on Dalton Smith. I already said that I believe that it's going to probably, history is probably going to repeat itself. So whereas Liam Paro got to Subriel, he won, and then Richardson Hitchens had to come in and spank that ass. Richardson Hitchens is probably going to get that fight. Why? Because Eddie wants that. Eddie said, yeah, he'll do it. And I guess he wanting to chastise, because if you look at Eddie, he's not talking so well about Devin. You know, he definitely wasn't talking so well about Subriel, and he's definitely not talking that well about Richardson Hitchens. And it's an interview out there where it's all this speculation as to whether or not Richardson Hitchens re-signed and all that. Maybe that's part of the problem, because Eddie is saying that he didn't re-sign. He was like, I guess it was some things he didn't really want to talk about or whatever. But here go Eddie, he's chastising the darkies. Or is he using an excuse? Why? Because he got he gave Ben Whitaker, when Ben Whitaker said, show me the money, he got the money. Right? But here we go. We got Boots floundering around. And I dare to say this. It's looking like, even though people want to fight Richardson Hitchens, like they are actively trying to and wanting to fight. Now, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, they're not like crossing the threshold to be able to get the fight on. But dare I say, Boots and Devin are in the same boat? Yeah, Boots and Devin are in the same goddamn boat. Wake up. So, can I say it again? Boots and Devin are in the same boat. It's almost like when it was Conor Ben and Boots over there, and it was Shakur and Andy Cruz over there, and everybody was like, well, we don't know what to do. Again, I told you, it was Boots and Conor Ben over there. It was Shakur and Cruz over there, and nobody really knew what to do. And I talked about the elephant in the matchroom. Well, again, I say Boots and Devin are in the same boat. Devin said he would move up. Well, let's say part-time handler. Well, I guess you can kind of say his handler, because I guess somebody came out and basically said that Ness get paid for making the fights, and Bill came out and said that Ness got paid for all of Devin fights. Well, his handler, Nestor Gibbs, from the Gaslighting Voice, came out and said that Devin could go up to 54 to fight Earl. Dare I say, Boots and Devin are in the same boat where they can't really get a fight. Is this add water? Yeah. Never mind. But it looked like Eddie is chastising, like, I guess he's chastising everybody, man. He don't got much good to say about Devin. He damn sure ain't have nothing good to say about Subriel. Contrary to popular belief, it's looking like Hitchens didn't re-sign, even though Hitchens is either going to have Duarte, which is an excellent, fight for him. Seeing what Duarte was able to do with Kenny Sims. Or if that's not, if that doesn't get done, then he has Lindolfo Delgado, who arguably lost his last fight. He definitely didn't win that fight, but he got the nod by the judges. That guy Valenzuela, I saw that. I remember that fight like it was yesterday, man. Delgado got beat up for real. But he's the mandatory and he won his shot. So that's maybe what we're looking at. A lot of people be trying to say Frank, and then you got another bunch of other people saying that he's ducking Frank. But I went over to what the fuck is a duck just last week. Was it a call out? Okay, cool. Were terms discussed? Yes. Terms were discussed. Okay, they didn't see eye to eye. Okay, cool. That's not a duck. You can go back and revisit it. That's not a duck. If terms were discussed, you didn't come to an agreement and y'all part ways. That's not a duck. If you're still talking, okay, we got time to negotiate a fight. But like, again, I'm trying to get some core things embedded in the minds of these boxing fans so we can move forward and put the energy towards getting the fights that we want. That's the landscape of what happened there. Let me get on to this housekeeping real quick, because I kind of touched on it and I'm touching on it, so I didn't want to steal my own thunder, so to speak. $140, aka the Row, proves it's the most competitive division once again. For the longest time, I told y'all 140 is my division. I've been calling it Murderer's Row, but I just shortened it up and called it the Row for the longest time. That is the 140-pound division. And this was when I really started looking at it and noticing how competitive it was. It was back when Josh Taylor was the man, and other people were coming up through the division. You had Elvis Rodriguez, you had Regis before. Regis was a little bit past it. I think that's the consensus now. Subriel was on his tear. Tank had already jumped up and fought Mario Barrios at 140, did his thing, went back down. Gary Antoine was like still, making his bones and proving that he was a boogeyman, stopping everybody. That's the time when I looked around, I said, you know what? 140 is the most competitive division, and that's what I've been maintaining. 154 comes close, but there are still a lot of unknowns. See, something happens when somebody becomes undisputed in the division, and then the belts have to go their separate ways, and then they have to be regrouped and garnered and all that. And it's, it's a pipeline. That's been the case at 140 for a while. So it had time to settle back down for people from 35 to move up. You know what I'm saying? From people teeter-tottering between 140 and 147 to do their thing and settle down. 140 has already been the most competitive division. You know what I'm saying? 154 was too, but like, you gotta think, a lot of people used to like diminish the level of competition because Jermell Charlo was the one galvanizing all of the belts at 54. Even though there was some scraps and there was some any given fight night type things going on at 154 as well, but 140 has been the most competitive. And if you look at the changing of the seats, when you look at these seats, man, it's WBC, because before Dalton Smith beat Subriel, Alberto Puello had that belt. Alberto Puello had that belt. Alberto Puello defended that strap against Sandor Martin, and he won that fight in the fight against Gary Antoine Russell. Why? Because Devin Haney had got the strap popped off of him when he fought Ryan, wound up getting it back, and he was the champion. He was deemed the champion in recess, but he never went back to go fight Alberto Puello for it. That's how he got it. Before that, you had the WBA who Gary Antoine now holds, but before that, El Rayo held that belt. Rolly held that belt. The landscape has changed. And so once again, I had to actually update the row and the seating chart once again. Because I'm trying to tell y'all at 140, it's any given fight night, man. That's why I said, you know what? Maybe things happen for a reason. Because last night I was going to go in on Subriel, man. It kind of pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have my crow. Yeah, I said Subriel was going to stop Dalton Smith. The way Subriel fight, typical Subriel, you know, his output wasn't there. But I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm gonna eat my crow and say, yep, Dalton Smith proved me wrong. Maybe eat some crow. That was some good crow. If that's the kind of crow we're gonna eat, then I was so upset. I said that it looked like Popeye got mad, popped the spinach can, and then whooped Goofy's ass. And that's exactly what it looked like. So I tip my hat to Dalton for doing the job, going in enemy territory. Once again, Subriel just imploded. And this is why I'm eating crow, because I said that Subriel was going to finish Dalton Smith. There's no way you would think you would let this man go into your second backyard via Liam Paro style and do that what he did. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tip my hat off to Dalton Smith, man. He had a set of cojones. But I had to update the seating chart once again. And so now this is the new seating chart. This is how it looks now. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, these seats been changing, man. Before the IBF, it was Liam Paro. And before that, it was Subriel standing in that line. The only one that really hasn't changed since he took over, the only seat that hasn't changed up was that seat where the WBO champ is, Teofimo Lopez. He's, by the letter of the law, he's the most tenured champion in that division. I kind of think that's why he deserved the most respect on his name, even though people feel like Gary Antoine might be the best in that division. He just has to walk it out. I mean, he's been there. He's been, you know what I'm saying, on his way up. He's been knocked. Like, he hasn't came from 35. He's been there doing his whole thing at 140. But as far as like titles and championships and all of that, T.O.'s been the man. That's why, you know, Shakur gets some credit for moving up and fighting T.O. He's the most tenured. He's the lineal guy. But that's the landscape there. Real quick, I want to show y'all something, man, because I said again, yesterday, I think things happen for a reason, and I think maybe that power thing might have happened for a reason, man, because I was going to show y'all something. And I'm not one of these fake ass people, but I got to show y'all this. If you can see this was my scorecard. I just want to let y'all know how I get down. I'm not the type to where, like, I don't, again, I think I've shared this before, how I score fights and how I do things when I actually score the fights. But, like, I'm not one of them people where just because I'm pulling for you, I'm going to lie about what my eyes seen. This is my straight up scorecard. Round number 1, Subriel didn't punch, just foot pressure. Took some big shots. Round 1, Dalton landed big shots. Big right hand. Pivoted. Body work. Won the round. So it was 9-10. The first round was 9-10. Dalton. The second round, Subriel, he opened up, bloodied Dalton's nose. Still took some big shots. Dalton started the clinch session. Still landed some shots. Breathing heavy. Still was 9-10. Dalton won that one. So we looking at 18-20 in the second, after the second round. The third round, Subriel started to turn the tide. Still took big shots. Dalton, excessive holding, but still punching. That was still Dalton's round, in my opinion. We looking at 27-30 after the third round. The fourth round. Subriel, bloody Dalton's left eye. Got buzzed. Dalton got hit. Tides may have turned, but he is rocking Subriel. That's the first round where I said, well, Subriel probably won that one. So that was the 10-9 for Subriel. At that point in time in the fight, I had it 37-39. The fifth round, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And the new Dalton dropped Subriel. He got up and the ref stopped the fight. Was it early? Yeah, that's arguable. Did he save Subriel from getting his lights snuffed out, getting, you know what I'm saying, brain? Like, I don't know. Was it early? I don't know. I wasn't going to debate with it that much. Like my lady, she said, man, when he laid down, she said, man, that nigga looked like he wanted a pillow and a blanket, and he was ready. Now I bust out laughing, but it was quiet because you got to think. I was calling this the night of stoppages. All my parlays was on par, like all my parlays was on par to win. Everything was riding on Subriel. Everything. But we had a light heavyweight. He stopped his guy on the he didn't come out. He retired on the stool. There was Arjan Esseni against Mario Badola. Then we had Keith Cologne. I know AC, he real high on Keith Cologne. We saw him against Guevara. He wound up getting a stoppage. It's a lot of work that Keith got to clean up, man. He got to work on his patience, got to work on how to cut that ring off. And with the shorter arms being that short, man, you're just going to have to work on some things because, you know, cutting the ring for sure because he was following the guy. But he got the stoppage. In the bantamweight, you had Emmanuel Rodriguez and Fernando Diaz. It was 97-92, 99-90 by the other two judges. That was a unanimous decision. That was the only fight where there wasn't a stoppage. Javier Cintron versus Victor Efrain Sandoval. Probably the craziest first round I've ever seen in my life. Sandoval came out with the boom pop, some wild shit, hot shit in the midst, but wild haymaker, bop, bop, drop Cintron. Cintron was able to get up. Buddy was just all over the ring, swinging all wild. Cintron sat him down. Boop, pop, bing, sat him down. Boop, pop, bing, sat him down again. Boop, pop, bing, it was over. That was it. Nestor Bravo might have the knockout of the year so far because he fought Pedro Campo. If you don't remember, Pedro Campo was the guy that fought Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez ended him later on in that fight. And I don't think in the beginning, I don't think he looked his best because he was still looking for that 35 Teofimo when Teofimo used to be a one punch. If he catch you one time, flush, like, yeah. Like how he did Richard Coleman, yeah. But if y'all remember, Pedro Campo was one of the guys that Teofimo pretty much cut his teeth on at 140. That's the Bravo, you know what I'm saying, hit him, man, and he was out. Like, he hit him in one of them moves to where it's the sweet science. Because he hit him in a way to where his head couldn't turn no more. And he hit him with a hook. So the way he cranked his neck, it's a real fast twitch to where it's like, since that's right down your chin, the signal only got to go to your brain. And then you fall out. The man couldn't hold his hands out in front of him or nothing, fell face down on the canvas. And then we have Subriel. And I just went over what happened with Subriel and Dalton. Much respect to Dalton, much respect to, you know, what he was able to do. I think Subriel does have to do some soul searching, man. I think it would be good for Subriel to do some soul searching and figure out what he wanted to do. I mean, I've lost subscribers. Like one of my guys, pussy ass dude, used to be over here all the time. He got mad. I believe this the only thing I could think about. He got mad because I said, man, Subriel can't be getting hit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like on the last fight, I said, man, I don't know, man, because the more and more it go, man. Super L cannot be getting hit like this. I ain't seen him. Now, I've seen him online. I've seen him at other places. I've seen him on another show, all in the comment section or whatever. But, like, I hate no finicky-ass fans. Like, listen, I am a boxing fan through and through. I'm a hardcore pure. If I rock with you, I rock with you. I will give you grace. But I'm not going to lie about what my eyes see. And I'm not going to bullshit nobody just because, oh, I might offend. No. Super L got beat the fuck up. He didn't do what he normally do. Yeah, he normally like let them first 3 rounds go by, but he don't just stand there and just let a motherfucker tee off on him. You know what I'm saying? He might lose the first 3, and then he start turning it up. But in the fashion that he was doing, just stepping forward, just letting, like, what I mean, the shit looked weird. And so the last fight, I didn't believe, I think really what made one of my, I thought he was a hardcore subscriber, one of my day ones, I thought, what made him leave was, I thought that Alberto Puello won. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. That's just the kind of fan I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for nobody. I'm not going to sit up here and just so I could appease this fan base. And no, man, no. The glue of my channel is telling the truth. You know what the glue is? The glue is the truth. So if the fighter that I'm talking about or the subject matter that I'm talking about happens to be on the wrong side of the truth that you don't like, oh well. But I can't be like these other content creators. I can't sugarcoat you. I can't bullshit you. I can't gaslight you. That's not what Bodywork do. The shit is it's Bodywork. It's ugly at times, but it's very, very effective. And that's what keeps me true to my channel. That's what keeps me grounded. And that's why I say, I always know if I lose 1 or 2 people after a fight or whatever, they was never supposed to be there. If I lose 1 or 2 people after one video, you were never supposed to be here. I was just telling I was having this conversation with my lady. My core audience, when you come by and you consume Bodywork and you like and you rock with the channel, you sat back in the cut and you watched the channel for a little while, then you say, you know what, I think I'm gonna subscribe to this guy. Pretty much once you do that, you ain't going nowhere. I don't have these big fluctuations. I have these little couple people that always want to subscribe and then unsubscribe depending on the video. You're not supposed to be here. This is the 300. It's not designed to be popular. We're not designed to cater to you just because you're part of this demographic or part of that demographic. We cater to the truth. Sabril got beat the fuck up. It was not a good look after that situation to let that dude come in your second backyard like Liam Paro, even though Liam Paro, he just outworked you down there in Puerto Rico. This dude came in your second home, New York, and did that. And then you let smug ass Eddie, that's why I was so mad at you, let smug ass Eddie get up there and lift that flag up and stretch that flag out wide with his smug face talking all that bullshit after he done fucked up your character. That's not how that was supposed to go down. If you part of that demographic and you mad, oh well. You know, Superal got to do some soul search. I don't know whether I can't say it's changing trainers and all that, because at this point he is who he is. I heard 2 different channels, 2 of the main channels, 2 different channels say this about Superal. They said, one person said he's the Puerto Rican Jared Hurd, and somebody else, I don't know if one channel heard the other, but then they both 2 channels said that. I said, damn, that's for no. That's why I said, man, you need your faculties. You got 2 beautiful daughters, a lady, man. You got to really think about going forward what you really want to do. Because people saying, yeah, but see, you're gonna get into that category that I think Wilder fans are in. You know what I'm saying? I hope Earl ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? But like these fans that just want to see you come back because they know they can pull. They got somebody they can root for and say, hey, that's my guy. I'm the type to where it's like, if your punch resistance is truly gone and you're gonna be in there just getting passed around like Cambosis or Gamboa or Pedraza, no, I don't want to see that. Superal gave us some wonderful times. He got to sit down, do some soul searching, figure out whether or not he can ever be one of them big bright light guys, because it seems like when the big bright lights come on, he evaporate. or you get so comfortable doing everything else, trying to please all your people and go around and say what's up. Some people can't handle that shit. That's why I always say, man, y'all gotta respect the shooter. Who's the shooter? The guy that be under the biggest, brightest lights with the most shit going on all the time, and when them big bright lights come on, he show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, y'all. That's just how it is. But like 140 is still the most competitive division. I know. And see, this is the mixture of 140 and 147. When you look at these, the mixture of this right here, it's always going, I don't know, until somebody prove me otherwise, 140 is the row. On any given fight night, with the right matchup, it can go down. That's what it is, y'all. That was the first housekeeping. Just the second one. David Benavidez snatches Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a new dawn, it's a new day. I think people like Bam, people like I think Abdullah is there as far as like people know and people are like looking and waiting and watching for him. You know what I'm saying? But he just got his, and we seen this with Brian Norman. He got it, he made a defense, and he went and made another defense. Abdullah Mason is right there, like he's right there. He done turned the corner. He established himself as one of them ones. Bam, and I done a survey on this. Bam has solidified himself. That was the one who got the most votes on the survey I did. Bam has solidified himself, rode his own, like started his own wave and rides his own wave. He's not a coattail fighter, but also David Benavidez started his own wave, is riding his own wave, and now in predatory fashion, he is taking over Cinco de Mayo. And that's great for boxing. You know why? Because if he can take over that one and the one in September, at least you know you're getting a real predator that's going to give you the best fight from now until he hang him up. And shit, he might got another 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So if he lock this down and he do what he need to do to Zerto, I think Zerto, I don't think that other fight is happening, because I was like, that was kind of weird that he had that other fight. I was like, hold on, man. Y'all trying to guarantee that Zerto going to make it, because that'll be the perfect banana peel. But I think they nixed that. And I think David Benavidez he's going straight with David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo. If David Benavidez goes back in there and he does anything like he normally does, and typically it's nothing ordinary, nothing out of the blue, he can handle them big bright lights. He's a real predator. If he go in there and lock this down, then at least Cinco de Mayo, and if he do it again in September, he can take over both of them dates. And it's going to be hard to wrestle it away from him with the type of stuff he talking about as far as Beterbiev and Bivol and Zerto. Like, oh my gosh, that's a real champ. That's a people's champ. He ain't looking for nobody in the senior citizen home. He ain't looking for nobody at no junior college. He's looking for the best of the best, the creme de la creme. All of the other predators, they can only be won on some Highlander shit. So salute to David Benavidez. If you can't get behind people like David Benavidez, Bam Rodriguez, Abdullah Mason, I don't know what to tell you. These are the guys that say all the right things, and then they're not safety first fighters. They go in there, they put on a show, they're entertaining. Like, they want all of the smoke. They have an appetite for smoke. They're chasing it. They no friend zone. They're not looking for no friends. They just want to fight. You know what I'm saying? They not messy. They not all in the media. Ain't no baby mama drama. These are the guys. But David Benavidez might be the leader of the pack, and he's probably the biggest one out of the pack. Leading the way, leading the charge. The last one. Listen. It's going to tie into the whole conversation I had about the Subriel talk. Listen, y'all. If you are a snack fighter, or if you are a diehard fan of a snack fighter, I don't think y'all should be speaking with that loud ass tone when it come down to PEDs, man. Like, y'all should not be leading the charge. Y'all shouldn't be the one calling into these shows with all that goddamn bass in your voice talking about no PEDs, bro. It's another one of these categories to where y'all look and sound dumb as fuck because When anybody else point out the fact that your guy was right up under VC, your guy was right with Snack, your guy was taking all that special shit, the cut weight and the build weight and do whatever else. You can't be the loudest voice in the room when it comes down to somebody popping hot or something else, bro. Because if your guy know how to beat the test, if your guy is affiliated with the people that administer the test, if your guy was one of them guys saying, I don't care if somebody put something in your toothpaste or whatever and blah, blah, blah. If your guy was that controversial, taking blood work and giving you some shit that they can't get on the shelf, it's different if you taking that shit right off the shelf in the store. Like me and you and AC, we can go get that shit off the shelf. Not that shit. If he doing some special shit and all of a sudden, oh yeah, we found you got an iron deficiency and now you got a therapeutic use exemption and all that. Shut the fuck up when it comes to PEDs. Shut the fuck up. Because y'all are some hypocrites. It's this one dude, he always calling in talking about this. Your favorite fighter was a Victor Conte special. You have no right to be talking about and riding nobody about no adverse PD, nothing. So I think if you a fan of a fighter that's on Snack, if you are a fighter that's on Snack, if you consulted with and sat down and let this man take your blood and you got some kind of therapeutic use and you got an iron deficiency, so that allowed them to give you X, Y, and Z, so now you getting some other shit other than what they have on the shelf. Shut the fuck up when it comes to PEDs. You make no sense. You are a hypocrite. And then you be the one that start crying like some hoes whenever somebody bring up Victor Conte and all that special shit y'all was doing. Passing tests, like you're not going to pop hot. So you have no right to talk about anybody with anything adverse or anything else. That's not even my lane, but it irks my nerves whenever I hear people that's affiliated with Snack or got a fighter that has been taking Snack that's in the mess hall with their chest out on the conversation of PEDs. That is not a good look. Lower your goddamn tone. Use your library voice when it comes to that shit, because y'all be the same ones crying like hoes when people start asking all these questions about Victor Conte and why you need it and why you got all these championships, you had all this success, and now you decide that you want to turn to this man with this adverse history and all his cronies, because just because he left here, that don't mean that they still got that shit and ain't nobody else running with the reins and telling these dudes what to do. That brings me to something else. The man of the hour. They start talking about Shakur and this newfound power. I'm like, newfound power? If this nigga come in here and all of a sudden he got Tank Davis, one punch knockout strength. If he come in this motherfucker and he looking like Bud, y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. So if you a Snack fighter and it come down, if you a fighter and they put that microphone in your face and they start asking you about this Subril stuff and all this PED stuff, I advise y'all to just say no comment. No comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. It's not none of my business. And keep it pushing. Because y'all are some hypocrites. And that is Z Housekeeping. What's up, AC?
What's good, bro? What's going on, man? Good housekeeping today, bro. Basically, I wanted to touch on some stuff. The first thing is, by the time it got to the 5th round with the Dalton Smith and Subril fight, I think I had it damn near a draw. You know what I'm saying? Dalton was doing good work in the 3rd and 4th, but he went on that clinch fest. So I kind of gave those rounds to Subril, even though Dalton to me was looking like he was hitting them at times with the more effective shots. Subril had some good work in there. But the one thing I wanted to say was, for me, I don't know if you'll agree to this, but for from the first round, going towards the end of the first round, I was like, Sabril's in the wrong weight class. Like there's something off about you. I don't know if it's the weight cut, but you look like you should be at least 147 or even 154, because everybody always talks how big Sabril is. So I was like, I think this might be one of those situations where these weight cuts are fucking you up. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I was in saying, okay, if anything was off with Sabril, in my opinion, it just looks like you don't belong in that weight class. And it may not have shown at the weigh-ins, but it showed to me in your performance.
Well, the only thing. Well, hold on. Let me address that real quick. My only caveat to that is that it was not that long ago that Sabril had the IBF, and he was running around with that IBF for a long time. Now I know he's 33. He is 33, so he's not going to grow no more. Bone density is probably about where it's at, and maybe. But I don't like that coming off of a loss. Like I don't like that being part of it because he lost. Yeah. But I think that maybe it was because I spoke about this. I spoke about this when I spoke about this when I was talking about the breakdown, when I did that finish him thing, and I was saying that I know they probably drug tested the shit out of Subaru, and they probably made it real inconvenient. Probably with Eddie being behind Dalton, they probably was like real pesky, and maybe he was more focused on that and trying to do a lot of other things other than just be focused on the fight. So maybe that was that. But the fact that he had the IBF for so long and he was doing it under the IBF, I think the conditioning and all of that, it should have been there. This shouldn't have been nothing different for him, like, because he was used to it. And he always had a great gas tank. So he looked a little more pudgy than what I'm used to seeing. I did notice that, like in his face and in his abs, he looked a little bit more pudgy to me. But I don't know if it's because he needed to go to 147. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've heard that today. I've heard a bunch of different people say that today. And I'm like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to shoot you down for it. But I mean, you know, maybe.
The only reason why I'm saying he may look like that, because I've just heard rumors or talking points from other good trainers who said you can tell about the dude's camp because when they rehydrate, if they rehydrate improperly or the weight cut was a little bit off, when you rehydrate, you'll have this pudgy look about you. Like your face will have, it'll be extra full. You might carry a little bit something down below where you should look like a trunk. And if you're not really looking like a trunk, there might be something off. There might be that chemical imbalance. You might be carrying too much water in certain places, or you may have needed salt tablets to take some of the water out of your body or whatever. I was like, well, that sounds interesting, but I really don't know because that's
I've been what's up, guys? Everybody, Bodywork, AC, everybody in the chat. What's toxic since the beginning, since Turkey Lachik got in that ring till the night of the fight, everything was toxic. Was a lot of leeches. This fan club or YouTubers and stuff. I want picture with Suriel. I want everybody to see me like I am with Suriel, and bro, whatever. Eddie bet in the wrong people because he's scared and he don't got balls. He want to keep Dalton Smith over there in Sheffield, England. You feel me? Fighting nobodies in the middle of nowhere or tied to the Turkey. He been working with Orengo for a minute now. So Rengo said, no, cabron, let's go to NYC and sell this shit. No. So he bet with the Turkey because remember, the Turkey was the one who gave the bid money to Eddie. Eddie lose the bet
Yeah.
because and have to go back to the Turkey and tell him, yo, I don't got that fight, whatever. So he was scared and he tried to bet him. So all this black hand, the testing, because I remember when the guy from Mexico, when he make the letter and stuff, the president of the WBC, is like, oh yeah, you have to do more testing, more stuff. So we don't know if it's blood too. If they're taking blood out of you when you're training camp and shit like that. So it's all that stuff, like everything that you have to do to make Subriel be in his worst have been done. And I'm not gonna put that as excuse. Fuck it. Dalton Smith beat my guy, and I'm not making no fucking excuses. The referee could let the fight go. Was 30 seconds. If Dalton Smith got it, he will knock the shit out of Subriel and finish him up. Or Subriel can come back too in that round or in the later round. We never know because the referee let us that happen.
I just thought it was I'm sorry. I just thought it was a good stoppage because.
But I've been watching Subriel for a minute, and since Puello and little bit before, I've been seeing the drain weight, how much sweat bags, and how much you have to sweat before the fight. And I never like all those. The extreme cut weight. And he's 34, he's 33 to 34. Your body work, I don't have the same body I have like at 25, 18, you grow. So I think 47 will be good for him. It's a couple names that Orengo can make good fight, and we don't need to depend from the Turkey money. And we can do this American way, the right way. So, yeah, because that was pure action, bro. I was okay. My guy lost, but I put those $50 for that pay-per-view. Oh my god, I got the freaking core of bro. I don't have so much action in years.
Yeah, it was a nice card. I was proud of him. I just didn't like the climax. Like that shit, it was quiet as fuck. It was quiet. Like I was quiet as hell at the end. I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, but I have to pump my people and stuff and go, hey, because it's not just about Subriel Matias. Yeah, hey, we know he's gonna retire pretty soon. He got like 2-3 fights. What the fuck? So he's 34. I don't want him being fighting at 40 years old, with his daughters at that style, because we're not talking a Crawford style. We're not talking a Haney style. If people like to pay for people being around the ring and throwing jabs, that's cool. Whatever. You pay for what you like. I pay for what I like. So his style is too brutal to be fighting like that at 40 years old. You feel me?
I would also say I looked and I couldn't find a lot of information on Dalton Smith. I don't know if Subril's camp looked to see what sort of information or fights or film they could find on Dalton
Eddie,
Smith.
Eddie Heron got a good guy,
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was more. Hold on, let me just finish this. At the end of the day, it was all more of just, it was that element that said, okay, based on what I was looking at, Dalton Smith would be Subril's the fight that Abdullah Mason had. I can't believe I'm brain farting on the dude's name.
Sam Noakes.
Yeah, his Sam Noakes type of stuff. It should be easy for him to win, but if he's not right there, Dalton Smith is tough enough. He's got a good enough jab, and that right hand, it's sneaky, it's powerful, and it's fast.
They're not easy to beat. What happened is these guys are hidden over there in that zone by Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn are scared to. He have lost money, right? He don't have guys and crowds to fill up and stuff like that. Because what happened, we're fed for what Top Rank told us, who are the top guys, for what the machinery, the business of boxing told us, who are the four kings. These are the guys, and these are the ones you have to pay for. We, the Puerto Ricans, said, fuck you. But I don't know. I'm going to choose who I want. So when Orengo came up with Subriel, You know, he was in 25, beating all these guys and shit, and start making a crowd and noise. So they create, like, we all was hidden. Like, we was not even watching boxing no more. The Puerto Rican crowd wasn't watching boxing. It was like, fuck you. You do your shit. We're not watching shit. So now Orengo bring this guy. Bam, 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 no. Also, now the crowd now he got a company with others guy below him, you know, giving action. So, yes, and Suriel, yes, I love him. He's the champion and he's going to fight and he's going to win. But now we're looking like the company who you're bringing back now. You know, you have to bring me somebody that Keith Colon is right there. He's doing good, you know. Yeah. So you have to bring me title now or find somebody and get another fight, you know, because now you got a movement. Now you got a crowd. Now we can fill up buildings. So, because we are in the old East Coast. This was only New York. He comes to Connecticut, it's going to be another crowd. He comes to, you know, now you got us. Okay, you wake up the beast. What are you going to do with us? Eddie Hearn and Turkey, you can keep doing your business and shit. We're not going to pay for that. I'm not going to pay for no. We're not paying for that song. We're not paying for the ring bullshit. We're not paying for shit. We're going to pay for the shit that we saw last Saturday. That's what I want. Yeah, my God lost, whatever, but I want action. I want to be satisfied when I spend my money. I don't want to be like, oh, fuck this bullshit. I'm falling asleep. I pay $80, $100, and what? Hell no. ¿Me entiende? I'm not gonna go to the casino all the way there just to watch one fight because the other fights are bootleg. Mira, we don't know this name, but them they give action, they give power, they give this stuff, you know, like a real core. So you got names and you say you are a name because ESPN or that song says you are. No, motherfucker, I want to see you in the. Now people know who Dalton Smith is. He was not an easy guy. What happened? He was eating over there in Sheffield, England. Eddie Hearn was crying. Oh, bring us to Sheffield. Nah, motherfucker, we're coming to New York City. Now your people know and the world know who Dalton Smith is because Orengo brought him to New York City to fight the beast and beat him. Clearly, fuck it. I'm not crying about that. You know, he have a bad night, but he won. Fuck it, you won, cabrón. ¿Qué tú quieres que haga? But what we gonna do with you? How we gonna say? You gonna stay with Eddie Hearn over there doing bullshit, or you gonna come to America and work with Orengo and be a superstar and beat all these motherfuckers? ¿Me entiendes? That's what we're talking about now, business.
But this is where you said something earlier, buddy, that when I was over there on Pops like that afternoon, I had said it as well. I was like, the play looks like. And if I was Hitchens, honestly, I'd be looking at who I'm my next 3 fights, and Dalton Smith would be one of them. Like I'm looking at Dalton Smith, a Keyshawn, and a Frank Martin. This is, in my opinion, this is the path for Hitchens to get the notoriety, the recognition, and everything he wants, so people can stop talking this weird, some of the weird stuff they say about him. And I was like, okay, after you deal with the fight that you got coming out right now, I don't know where they're trying to line Dalton Smith up at, but it makes more sense for both of you. And I think Eddie might bite that apple if it's for unification.
Yeah, because I would tweak it a little. I would tweak what you said a little bit. I would say yes, Dalton Smith, definitely. But also, I would say the winner of Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah, the winner.
Because the winner, and definitely Frank Martin.
Yeah, so for me, just looking at that landscape for him, that to me is the path for your success, for your redemption, for everybody to give you the credit that you feel you deserve, and your the fans who follow you closely feels you deserve. You feel what I'm saying? And for a person like Malazar, he can finally give him his respect because he's doing what he's asking. He's doing what you're asking. So he's going after the big names, making the big fights. He's going after the big names, making the big fights. And he's showing everybody that he's one of them.
But no. It's not like winning. Just yeah, I won 12 rounds and like no, motherfucker. No, you have to give me action. Like I was stand up all night. Actually, my wife was like, "Cabrón, cállate, shut up. You're so loud. What the fuck?" I was like, "If you've been watching this shit, you'll be like me." ¿Tú entiendes? The dog was barking, going around, blah, blah, blah. Dacho, la perra, crazy. ¿Me entiendes? But you put me like that, motherfucker. Now, I'm not saying be like Subriel and go toe to toe, but mira Felix Trinidad. He was a boxer, a steady boxer, and what? Oscar de la Hoya. ¿Tú me entiendes? Pero give me action, give me passion. Don't be, I won already 10 rounds. I can run the last 2. What? Look what happened to De La Hoya for that. That's why he lost to Trinidad. No, bro. And another thing, Eddie Hearn don't have the money to make these fights. He's a coward. He depends from Turkey money and shit. And you need money, you need balls to fill up the places. Because we don't forget, my one said, and it's your channel. I'm sorry, but it got this in the tongue. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia was in an empty Barclays Center. ¿Tú me entiendes? That shit was empty. They had to give away tickets to supposedly stores and shit, black stores and like the Moreno stores, boxes and stuff, little places here and there, but that shit was empty.
Yeah, because neither one of them dudes are dudes that Brooklyn wants to see. Brooklyn likes people like Tank.
That wasn't the East Coast fight.
Yeah, Brooklyn likes people like Tank. Brooklyn likes people like, honestly, Wilder. Brooklyn likes the dudes that like a Tito Mercado. A Tito Mercado come here once he's able to do a billing and he's still, showing that power and getting better and sharpening his skills. Brooklyn will embrace that dude in a minute. The minute he come down here, because they like, yo, he official. He got that one hit quitter.
And he got on him. He don't like to get clicked. Cabron, you're in boxing. This is not at the freaking amateurs now. You're in a men's sport, okay? We bleed and sweat here, and shit happen. This is it. Because if not, I will be, oh my God, he lost. I'm crying. I'm not watching no more boxing because I'm so super fan. Cabrón. This is a blood sport. You win and you lose. You get knocked down. You knock out people. But give me action, cabrón. And you got the power. You got the size. You got everything. Just put it there and finish the fight. Why you want fucking 12 rounds? Like, okay, I understand when they're real fight like Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. ¿Tú me entiendes? And others. But don't give me 12 rounds of I'm passing out and sleep because I'm not going to pay for that, for sleeping. No. And I don't want this European garbage that they do in empty buildings neither. I'm not paying for that shit in the zone. Fuck that. And yes, so they should get in 147. I see him in his weight cuts already, 2 or 3, that they're bad for him, And he's who it is, but cabrón, put your stand. He thought that he got in round 4 and round 5, but then he dropped his hands and he leave that fucking face right there, and that Smith gonna do what he gonna do. 1-2, because he already got him cut and ear. I thought, no, cabrón, put your hands and and do. But I think yes, the weight and stuff, and Dalton Smith put a lot of pressure on him and a lot of body in the ropes and shit. So yes, he's tired when he fell to the floor. He was not like knockout. He was more exhausted. He was like, oh shit, and then he stand up, pam, getting in your feet, cabrón. 7. You can count till 9. Touch the glove, move here, there. He's the champion, protection, like doing other fights. Before was a lot of knockdowns and the referee let it go, and whatever happened. I'm not crying about it. This is boxing, and we're in Bodywork. You feel me? There's no crying, baby here.
Look, now I know.
But I'm satisfied.
I know you. We didn't have a show yesterday, so I wanted to let you get that all off your chest, so we can close this out. Now we can get into the meat of the potatoes of tonight, like why everybody's coming in here, man, because it's starting to get weird. But like, yeah, man, I appreciate you, man, Lazar, man, for still coming through. The channel is the channel. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it right and exact. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna speak to everything the way we need to. We're not gonna sugarcoat. We're not gonna dance around. We're not gonna spare anybody feelings and all that. Yeah, we do kind of give a little grace here and there, you know, if we really rock with you. But we gotta tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Subriel can rebound. Hopefully it's not totally over. He got a couple more fights in him, and I can't even tell him change his style, but hopefully, you know, he come back and he's able to get a couple more paydays and ride off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should move up. You know what I'm saying? But he do gotta sit down and think about what he want to do, because going up to 47 and getting thumped on by some of them guys up there that can really like crack, like, man, like, that's what I was saying. That's why I started saying, man, the dude get hit too much. And to hear that Puerto Rican Jared Hurd, that is like, oh my gosh. And you don't want to go out like him. You know, so I my heart goes out to Subriel.
We don't want
I appreciate all of the good fights, and I appreciated the card for real. It was a lovely card. I was excited. I was like, wow, that's why I called it the night of stoppages. And I think we do got this. I think we do got the knockout of the year on that card. That Nestor Bravo, that might be the knockout of the year so far. That dude, as soon as he got hit, he was out and he fell right on his face. He couldn't catch himself or nothing. So I got my excitement worth out of the card. I just didn't like Subriel getting done like that, especially with Eddie, you know what I'm saying? That was really me against Eddie and that whole thing with him coming over and being able to do that, man. It's like he's looking like I got the last laugh and now I'm gonna go back home. I didn't like that part.
So, he got me biting my freaking thumb.
That's what it is, man. Let's get into the meat and potatoes though. This is what everybody want to talk about. Why do you have this up here, Mike? If you listen, I'm gonna tell you right. Listen, this infatuation, situationship, Batman and Robin, best friends forever, shit that Core and Keyshawn got going. This shit is beyond weird now, man. I was sitting up this weekend, and I actually had done a video this weekend. It was just like, I'm gonna work on it on Saturday in the build up to the fight. And I said, you know what? Me and my lady had some other things to do. We had to go do some running around early in the morning. I was like, no, I'm just gonna relax and get ready for the fight and cook, because I had some fish and some shrimp and some kale. So I had did this video. I did this video in the car, and I started putting these pieces together. And I pretty much had the video. I just didn't gel it up. It wasn't gonna be a live. I was going back to how I was doing my videos, my little 5, 10, 15 minute. You know, I try to be around 10 to 13 minutes. Some of them be like 20 minutes, but like I was getting back to doing my little videos, like not just live, but my videos. So I actually did the video. I just didn't complete it. I just didn't put it all together and give it all the bells and whistles and all that. So I pieced together how I see this thing going and what I'm seeing now, right? And then I seen that Brian Custer had an interview with Keyshawn. And I don't know if y'all seen that interview with Keyshawn this morning, but
no, I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No,
Oh man, I meant to send that to you. I should have sent that to you. I thought you probably would have saw it. But that alone, that's when I started saying, yeah, I'm not too far off from how I seen this. But look, I'm gonna play because I got the video. I got what I did in my phone. I'm just gonna play it so y'all can hear it. But it's on my phone. Let me play this for y'all. And this is what I'm talking about. Like this right here. This is why I'm saying get him, boy, because this video gonna explain it all. All right, here we go.
I already did the thumbnail. It's been a while since I did one of these type videos, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm looking at the landscape of everything.
So this is me. This is the video.
You know, analyzing the game as always. And this, we gotta admit, y'all, gotta admit, you could be a fan of Shakur. You could be a fan of Keyshawn. But even as diehards, I would even say even as an only fan, you gotta admit that this shit is getting out of control between them two. Think about it, y'all. Think about this, right? Keyshawn Davis, he had a very big fight. He made a mistake, a snafu, right? He made his career take a hard left turn immediately when he blew weight, got into that fight with the De Los Santos fight. But you gotta ask yourself, how did Keyshawn come up with fighting De Los Santos? Because remember, Shakur fought De Los Santos. A lot of boxing purists, a lot of boxing fans, pundits, whatever category you want to call it, would have loved to see Shakur Stevenson run that back with De Los Santos. His fans was like, no. They didn't want none, right? We didn't get it. We applauded Keyshawn for actually taking on De Los Santos, but guess what? He got us all revved up and couldn't hose us down, right? That's one. So that was really Shakur's old work. That was food that really should have been finished again. And people say, well, I don't know why you want to say he boxed him in one hand. Come on, man. We know that fight was close. That was an anomaly. They set a record. Regis Prograis has set a record with Zarilla before that. They set a record, and then Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez wound up setting another record. You know what I'm saying? Let that sink in, an anomaly. Something that was more than worthy of a run back. And Keyshawn was going to handle that. He imploded. He go back, do what he got to do, go get his mind right, say he retired for a little while. Okay, cool. So then, mind you, Keyshawn had been jaw-jacking with Teofimo Lopez, right? There's history of them on stage, right? Going back and forth, bickering. They got the whole banana incident. They brewing it up. Keyshawn's playing on the whole racist card. T.O.'s playing on the whole racism card. But on Keyshawn's hiatus, somehow Shakur Stevenson lands a Teofimo fight. Not only does he move up to 40, he says he makes a phone call to make it happen. They got on the phone to make it happen. While Keyshawn was away, right? So then he calls him up. You know, I think he kind of like jugs his man Richardson Hitchens in the side because Shakur and Richardson Hitchens, they supposed to be cool or whatever. But Jermaine Ortiz and Richardson Hitchens were in talks or some rumors, some rumblings that they was going to get it on. But he called his mans, his soldier boy, over to get that Jermaine Ortiz work. Interesting fact, Jermaine Ortiz once said that he did have a signed contract with Shakur Stevenson's name on it. He said he don't know what happened. It took so long, and he said the Teofimo Lopez fight presented itself, so he had to take it. We all seen what happened with him and Teofimo Lopez. We believe that he actually beat Teofimo Lopez, but the business of boxing said, nah, you can't get denied. Okay, cool. You didn't do enough to rip it away from the champion. Your cachet not big enough to have you eclipse what Teofimo Lopez did. But in the art of boxing, you know what I'm saying, to hit, not get hit, he did his thing. Many of my peers believe that Jermaine Ortiz did his thing. So he gives his man an alley-oop, Keyshawn, an alley-oop, to basically be on his undercard, to fight Jermaine Ortiz. So takes food out of Richardson Hitchens' mouth, gives it to his man, knowing that his man has a problem in Keyshawn Davis with technical boxers. Puts all that pressure on him, but then again, once again, that was Shakur's work. And now we have Keyshawn Davis coming out saying that after he gets past, he's basically saying he's going to stop Jermaine Ortiz. I'd love to see it. I don't got him stopping Jermaine Ortiz, and if so, I'll eat crow. Saying he's going to stop Jermaine Ortiz. Once he stops Jermaine Ortiz, he's not going to go for none of the belts. Now, Shakur gets a pass for being able to say once he beats Teofimo Lopez, he's gonna drop his belt for his mans. His man say, nah, when I stop Jermaine Ortiz, I'm going up to 147 for no other than Debo Dare. AKA more of Shakur's work. So all I could think about was that image, man, with 50 Cent with his arm around Soulja Boy saying, get him, boy. Like, how much of a battery in your back do you need? How much gas do you need? Like, how much mind, I'm going to say Shakurery, not fuckery, Shakurery. How much mind Shakurery can you take, Keyshawn? When are you going to be your own man? When are you going to stop being Robin? And when are you going to stop policing up all of Shakur's work? So you okay with Shakur taking your work and Teofimo Lopez, because that was your work. You was in the WBO. You was supposed to move up and get that. You was supposed to get that work. That's your work. That's the strap that Abdullah Mason got. That's your work. You was in that 35 line talking about jumping up to fight Teofimo Lopez. On your hiatus, Shakur took your fight and then gave you somebody who had a signed contract with Shakur's name on it at once upon a time. And now you got another battery in your back to go up against Devin. I love that fight too. But Keyshawn, when are you going to stop being Robin to this Batman? I understand being BFFs. We get it. Y'all love each other. Y'all cool. Y'all Ace Boone Coons. Okay, cool. But when are you going to do something like for Keyshawn? DB3. I used to joke and say DB4, but I'm right. Like, Shakur is the, you know what I'm saying? He's the hand that rocks the cradle. He's the puppet master pulling all the strings. He's the one that put the batteries in the backs. He's the one that pumps the gas and tell you to ride out. That's what it's looking like. Anyways, I thought that's real funny, man. I kind of feel for Keyshawn, man. Get your mind right. Stop being manipulated all the time. Hey, but you get in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Now you a holy roller and everything is, you know what I'm saying? I guess you got to sell, man. Hey, get your money, little duffel bag, boy. I just thought it was interesting, y'all. What do you think, man? If you catch this, man, hit me up in the comment section. Hype the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Box. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
Interesting. I mean, when you look at it as an overall, bro, I guess this is things we were saying about Keyshawn for a minute. Run your own race. I guess that's the term we were using back then. But you stopped running your own race because Shakur pulled up next to you and said, yo, where you going? He was like, yo, I'm going over here. He said, hop in, I'll give you a ride. And you just never got out the car. Y'all stopped at the cleaners, stopped at the gas, put some gas in the car. You went through the drive-through. Dude did a whole bunch of stuff, but at the end, it's like, how are you going to justify your career? You feel what I'm saying? Because with Terrence Crawford, he made his own career. He got the 2 fights that he needed, and his career skyrocketed. You know, he was collecting the accolades, but still nobody knew him. And you weren't the type of dude we could promote like that. Granted, all of that. Now, we look at Shakur and we look at Keyshawn. Y'all are the lineage of so-called the proteges of how Terrence Crawford was supposed to move. You fight Terrence Crawford like you guys are associated with these great names and stuff like that. So you're getting a little bit more. The issue then becomes, like I asked the question before, is Shakur who he is or who people think he is without Terrence Crawford? Keyshawn, you don't want people to ask that question about you. is Keyshawn Davis who he is or who we core? Because from the way it looks right now, it looked like you broke out from B&B to go fuck with the same people who fuck with Shakur and Shakur's cousin. So you were doing something that's, you're committing yourself to being Robin. You're getting the costume tailor made. You know what I'm saying, to fit you. So all we're trying to do is just say, bro, wake the fuck up. It's called DB3, not like the old school 1980s hip hop band. You know what I'm saying? You're DB3, not DB3 plus one more. You feel what I'm saying? Getting funky fresh out here. So that's not who you are, bro. You've already got everybody there. Your mom's, from early on, the way things looked, it was like, yo, y'all was the perfect storm. If you and her are on the outs, and I don't even want to speak on that, but something's not right within your camp. Something's not right there. And if you determined to do what you got to do, most mothers will just back out and say, all right, boy, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. I can't tell you nothing. And that's when you listen to every dude that I know that got in a real fucked up situation. They was always like, yeah, my mom tried to warn me a minute ago, or my girl tried to warn me a minute ago. Sometimes, bro, these women, they have the perfect insight because they always on the outside looking in. And if they can mingle in the inside a little bit and get a feel for the temperature of the room, they'll be like, no, this shit ain't right. And they'll start trying to put you on. But if you're not going to listen, bro, then however your career turns out, and I'm not wishing nothing fucked up for you. I want you to have the best career. But at the end of the day, I still want you to move like Keyshawn Davis. I still want to see what's going on with DB3. And that's what I'm
this what I'm gonna say, AC. That's why you gotta go back and look at that Brian Custer interview. And it's genius. Once again, it's genius on this man, Shakur. It's a genius move on Shakur because it looks like, you have Teofimo Lopez. Here you have Teofimo Lopez basically saying that the fight wasn't getting the promotion that it needs. Like, where's the promotion? Like, where's our shot in the arm for this fight? Nobody talking about it. I said it a while ago. I said, man, this fight ain't got no traction. But again, I'm always a little bit early with everything. I said, man, this fight ain't got no traction. So Teofimo come out and say, where's all the promotion? Out pops Keyshawn with a Brian Custer interview. So now it looks like he's grabbing the bull by the horn, and he's garnering all of the attention. Why? Because people like to hear from Keyshawn. They like the character that he is. He excites people. He get people talking. You know what I'm saying? He's a personality. And he knows he's a personality. He's a hand for the cam. So here he is doing Shakur's dirty work once again. He's selling the fight.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, then he also answers some questions in there. I'll give you a couple tidbits. He says that the real reason why he didn't do the thing with Bomac is that I guess he got some good coaching or whatever. And if he thought of this on his own, okay, I'll salute him. But he basically said he saw what Bomac was able to do, and since they all from Omaha, how they was able to get Bud up there to that level when they did it as a team, from the roots. He said it inspired him to go back to his roots to use his team to do the same thing. That's what he basically said. He talked about how once again Shakur pretty much saved him. Once again, he was at his lowest point. He got it was so much love. This shit was almost like Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder. I don't know who's worse, Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder, or this Shakur and Keyshawn shit with all this love shit. This shit is like,
this is bullshit. It's freaking gay sale, bro. Be a man and do your thing, bro. Don't be scared. Like that's for the reason. My guys, yeah, they like to support Shakur and whatever. Okay, because I don't criticize whoever support who, because you're a fan of the boxers that you like, and that's cool. I like who I like, and that's me. But I like Keyshawn. But bro, what is all this? You know what? When you're in the top is place for only one person. That person is one. So I don't know if you want to climb to the top. I don't know what is all this friendship BS. Do you see one of these legends and stuff having friends? No, that's what I like Keith Colon, because I saw in that ring a guy that is not here to share, to shake glove, to be friend with you, to call. No, he's a guy with a demeanor that he just come to destroy and move on for the next prey. Like I come here to inflict pain. I know my job, and that's the guy I'm looking next. Like, okay, Keith Colon is showing me shit, but these guys, no friendship in boxing. The fuck out of here. Tell that to Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Robinson. Tell Ray Leonard. My bad. Tell Leonard and Hagler, or what was the other one? Marvin Hagler and what's the other? Robinson. Yeah, but tell those guys to be friends. Yeah, right. Shit. What Mike Tyson used to do to guys when he go to the clubs and stuff like that, and they was fighters, and he don't used to get in fight with them and stuff. He's no friend in boxing.
Like Mitch Green. But look, this is what I'm getting at. Keyshawn don't know that he's being used as a pawn. Like, it's no coincidence. Like, sometimes this shit gotta kick in, because I always said, the last time I said, I wish I was a fly on the wall, and I wanted to know, how did he come up with Edwin De Los Santos out of the blue? Like, since they talk about everything, since they consult about everything, he even said that even when he was talking about that time, they said it was a time they said they would never fight, and then one time Keyshawn said that, yeah, like, we'll send the contract, or we send the contract, basically send it. He basically said that he was a little upset with Shakur at the time, and he's not gonna say why or really speak on it, but he said he went and told his family that the only reason why he said it was because he was upset with Shakur at the time and all this. And what I'm really seeing, man, this is gonna be like Creed 4. This is what this is shaping up to me, because what Keyshawn don't realize is that this dude is being used like a pawn, man. Like, Shakur is really like using this man. Right now he's using him to sell a fight. He's using him to clean up Jermaine Ortiz, because Jermaine Ortiz really wants Shakur. Like, it's not too many people that really want Keyshawn. Why? Because he don't have no belt no more, and for two, it's like getting the belt off of Baranchek. Okay, cool. You climbed up. You was Olympian. But all the guys that we want to see him fight, he don't want to fight none of them. The only one he's wanting to fight now was like Devin after Jermaine. Like, that's Shakur's work. That's Shakur's work. Like, and he took his real work, because all of that history with Keyshawn and Tio, it was history between Keyshawn and Tio. Shakur and T.O. was almost like got this weird thing like Gary Antoine and T.O. to where it's like, y'all really cool. That's why I'm kind of looking at this fight kind of sideways. And I hope we ain't getting played as fans. You know what I'm saying? I hope T.O. really is going in there to inflict pain and enact punishment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can only rely on Shakur to just win, baby, win, because that's his motto. He don't care how. He gonna get ahead. He gonna play keep away. He gonna ride it out. He don't care. He would stink the joint up just to get that dub. That's just how stubborn he is, which is his style. Hopefully we're gonna get a real fight. But I'm wondering how long this little game gonna last, because he's also using them for deflection with Tank. And this is my last thing about this. And I'll open it up for everybody else. My last thing is this. Keyshawn keeps saying that he changed. He hasn't changed. Like, for one, it wasn't really much to change. It's just because Keyshawn is not, like, it's only when he's upset or not pleased with a certain situation where he start acting out and acting up. So you can't, until you get put in them situations again, we don't know if you've changed. I always say it's just like them windshield wipers. You notice that they bad because it's raining. You're like, all right, cool, I gotta change these. I don't change them, and only time I notice that again is when it start raining again. But when it rains, it pours. And that's what Keyshawn is looking at. He's not gonna know until it start raining and start pouring down raining whether or not he changed. And why do I say he hasn't changed? He's being calm now and he's grateful because he got another payday, but he's still doing the same dumb shit. Like he went on Brian Custer and said he still said, hey, he's still saying he would knock Tank out. Like for what? You saying you would knock Tank out on Brian Custer, what? To gain more traction, to get more attention. Why? Because outside of using Tank name all that time, and when you won the belt, you didn't jump out there and say, when you won the belt, you didn't jump out there and say Tank name. That was the only time you didn't say Tank name. You said, oh, it was two other champions. But he played the game just like Shakur. Oh yeah, I'm not really going to speak on that. Like I really just want to speak. And then you turn right around. That's you have not changed. There is no change. What you're doing is, and you don't even realize, you got a battery up your back, and Shakur's manipulating you. And he's getting you to do all his work. Just like when he said he would go up there and fight T.O. and drop the belt so my man can have it. That's not how boxing works. And this is not like a group sport. Like I've never seen this foolishness, and this is precedent, y'all, because there's gonna be another band of people. Yeah, man, y'all remember how Keyshawn and Shakur was? Yeah, that's how we are, man. We are never gonna fight, man. Like you might as well just get down on one knee and profess your love for this nigga. Like this shit is getting sick. Go back and watch that Brian Custer interview. That's all I'm gonna say, man. And like saying you changed and then demonstrating that you changed are two different things, and you have not been put in position again to show that you've changed. You a little calm now, but what storm are you enduring right now other than getting ready for training camp? Some shit that you always do, and you probably getting paid handsomely for the fight, so you got all the motivation in the world. You had plenty of time to sit in the corner and think about it. So it ain't rain and storm yet for us to see that you actually changed. You still up to your same old ways, clout chasing. So you gonna clout chase Tank, you gonna clout chase Keyshawn, and then this is the other thing. This is why I told y'all in the housekeeping that the road was still the road, because Devin did this. Devin came up, he got Regis, who Benny argued with the weakest link at the time, right? Then he went and played in the sandbox by Ryan, got smacked, got his dub back, got a no contest, got the L scrub, got no contest. Then he fought Jose Ramirez at a catchweight, which is technically at 47 because it's past 40. And then he went to Brian Norman. He didn't get none of the 40 smoke. What is Keyshawn trying to do? The very same thing. Why? Because there's some people that are knocking shit loose at 40, like I keep trying to say, on any given night. So they want to go up. And I just told y'all the other day, like the week before last, that 147 is trash. So why you want to go to a division that's trash? So you could be the big fish in the small pond, and you can be the last man standing in all these bigger fights that people want to see aside from you, because what, you're just a name? And then you say you just got 13 fights. Pick a side. You just got 13 fights, or you're a big name, and then he's saying, oh, I just want the big fights. The same shit that Tank said. But it's gonna be okay when he says it on that Brian Custer interview. It's gonna be okay because he said it, and he's saying he only want the big fight. Tank been saying that. But when the big fights came, when he actually was the one in charge, able to write his own way and pave it and start sending out offers, everybody start acting like, huh? Like what fight? Like right now? Like nah, I'm swimming, dog. Like I'm chilling. But he's going to get a pass to be able to jump all the way over all the competition at 40. So they asked him about Frank Martin. Like, yeah, he's going to get a Jermaine Ortiz. But look at this. He's going to jump up, get a Jermaine Ortiz, and then he's going to be out to 147. And that he want Devin.
Now I'm asking me a question because he fucked it up with us, the fan base. Like he's so stupid. What he did over there in his hometown. What you think that it just stay in your hometown, motherfucker? We're everywhere. So your fan base is watching you. You're so dumb and fool because then Lekovich, they was trying to, okay, you missed the weight, but okay, fuck it, let them fight and whatever, and let's make Lekovich believe you tried to lose weight, but you miss it. But what he was doing, party with his brothers and shit, making fun, jumping and down. Lego, which when passed to him, he touched him and he was dry, so he knew they never tried to lose weight. They was gonna miss it, and that's why he take his guy out. But well, cabrón, put it to fireman. But anyway, you feel me? So you're that dumb, stupid.
Yeah.
You miss the weight, you lose the title, and then you're so dumb that you don't let the fight happen and keep the shit quiet. So now you're trying to do this. Now you're with the turkey. You have to be in a ring fucking court, depending on whatever turkey wanna pay you and shit, and all the bullshit that go over there, instead of making your own shit. And then you want us, that pay for you. Motherfucker, you have done nothing to earn big fights or big money. You better start winning and knocking out people and doing the job that you should be doing. Not fucking kissing ass with friggin' Shakur or whatever. The hell? These kids are stupid.
That's what I'm saying, Chino, man. That shit is crazy, man. That shit is crazy, man. That's some whole shit, man. It's like it's soft to me, man. And you right. You right too, man. He said Ortiz. All right. Ortiz, all right, gonna be a joke. Might just be. That's what I'm saying. He stopped his last two people too. Why the skeptic? See, people been thinking. See, that's why I know some of the major channels were trying to report on this, and they were like, "Yeah, Jermaine Ortiz been inactive, and this and that," and they ain't even realize that Jermaine Ortiz been active here lately, and he stopped his last two people, and he said he's gonna change up his style because he kind of learned something from that Tio fight. Where it's like, yeah, sometimes he said I gotta take more chances, and he's looking to be rough and rugged. You know what I'm saying? He's looking to be a little. Now that could cost him being rough and rugged with, you know what I'm saying, a customer like Keyshawn, because that plays. Keyshawn like the brawler, but I think if he can frustrate the shit out of Keyshawn, if he can box, if he got like a four, I would say like a 4-step plan to this fight, like rounds 1 through 3, I'm gonna do this, right? Rounds 4 through 6, I'm gonna do this. Round 7 through 9, I'm gonna do this, and then round 10 through 12, I'm gonna do this. If he got like a plan like that to go through this fight, to where it's like, all right, at first I'm gonna box, I'm gonna set precedence, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna gain my respect by punching him and being surgical with my punches. But frustrated, I'm not giving him nothing he want. I'm taking away everything, and then I'm gonna turn it up. And then right when he want to box, and he say, "Oh, he want to box," I'm gonna brawl. I'm gonna tie him up. I'm gonna snuff him on the way in. I'm gonna hit him off the break. I'm gonna clinch him. I'm gonna tie him up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wrench his head. I might put him in a headlock one time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit him in his hips. Like if he got a strategic game plan throughout every 3 rounds where he makes them adjustments, and then toward the end when maybe the gas tank might not be there, or he in deep waters and he's frustrated, and then he pounce on him. You gotta have a surgical game plan, because I ain't gonna lie, Keyshawn can punch. I don't buy that shit to hear one punch knockout artist.
No. One punch knockout, no. But he got power. Keyshawn got power. I see what he did to them.
But basically, that's how I had it. I was looking at it like I would want to see Jermaine Ortiz do a hybrid style, mixing it up between different rounds. All right, this round you're gonna box his head off. This round you're gonna brawl him. This round just rough him up. Then after you rough him up, go back to boxing him halfway through the round, and then go back to brawling with him, and then rough him up at the end. Steal the last 10 seconds. Leave those last 10 second impressions with the judge. We saw it. We saw it effective with Billy, who was getting outworked. You feel what I'm saying? But Billy was smart enough to pull that Sugar Ray Leonard jump off and try to steal the last 10 to 20 seconds. So, to me, if Jermaine Ortiz follows a game plan similar to that, I think it makes an easy victory for him, because Keyshawn from round to round is not going to know how you're going to come out. He's just got to say, you know what, I got to go out there and prepare for whatever he's going to give me. And then that's the type of adjustment that I don't think Keyshawn is at times that good at. You know what I'm saying? Based on some of the situations we might have seen him in, where it was just like it took you about a round and a half to figure it to get around that simple shit right there. So I think that's where you may be lacking, and I just think that might be one of his keys to victory, just to like we're both saying, mix it up between rounds or a certain amount of rounds, but just mix it up. Don't give him this one look unless you feel that your boxing is on that level that you could just straight out box the dude. Pull a Shakur on him. I don't care how ugly it looks. A win is a win, and I'm just gonna outbox you.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll get. See, the thing is, would they give, with them being so thirsty, would they give him that decision? Hold on, y'all, real quick. Hold on. What's up, Pop? But I'm gonna ask you this, AC, before Pop say his piece. Will they get, if he do that win is a win thing? If Jermaine Ortiz is able to pull that what he did with T.O., will they give the nod to Jermaine, or will they give it to Keyshawn since they thirsty for a start?
To be perfectly honest with you, they'll pull a draw because the draw, Garrett, the draw, if done right, and the promotional companies are with it, the draw bring you, 2 fights, 2 bags. Now they got familiarity. So between these 2 guys, they'll start to make the fight between the 2 semi-rising stars, the possible 2 guys to take over the division, depending on what T.O. and Shakur do.
I got you. What's up, Pop?
What's good?
What's happening with you? What's on your mind?
I do think Keyshawn gonna beat Ortiz.
You think he is?
Yeah. I don't see the same as like in T.O. Keyshawn's more like punishing.
He is, but I don't know. Maybe not cutting, maybe being healthier, maybe it being bigger, maybe that could work for him. I know Jermaine is technical and he know how to move. So
I don't think he'll be able to get away from him the whole fight. I think when he catch him, he's gonna catch him too.
Yeah,
He's gonna make him pay for all that running.
draw.
Interesting.
Why a draw? Yo, if you're gonna be fighting in that state, you're asking me to pay for you to watch you fight, and you're just gonna give me a fight that is gonna be a draw because both guys was just what, avoiding the conflict. Motherfucker, I don't pay for avoiding conflict and see you what moving. No, motherfucker, I pay to watch a freaking fight. If
But
I don't get
Alazar,
that,
the numbers are against your philosophy. If you just take the numbers, it's a 12-round fight. In a 12-round fight, that's a 50-50 fight. The numbers will lean more towards 2 outcomes: an overwhelming defeat or a draw. We keep seeing it. Last year, how many draws we had because we had these 50-50 fights? Some of the draws were like, are you serious?
And how
But
the
at the
business
end
be
of the
going
day-
down? How many empty seats we have done saw? But you see Canelo that sell because he was giving action. You see other places that give you action that sell, like in Texas, in Arizona. But then you see in other places that they just give you that bullshit, and you see that it's empty. So the people are talking. ¿Tú me entiendes? The pay-per-views don't sell. So people are talking. Yeah, they're saying, Papa, I'm not buying that. Okay, you can make it and you can make that guy start like that way, but I'm not buying it. And if I don't buy it, you don't make money and nobody. So they cannot be asking these crazy numbers if we don't pay for it.
True.
¿Me entiendes? Sponsors can pay whatever, but we are the one paying the pay-per-view. We're the one paying the tickets, the subscription, all that bullshit. So if I'm gonna pay for some of that, you better give me quality. You better send me home like, oh shit, I earned. Not like, oh fuck, what I waste that money. Damn, that was trash. No, remember that weekend that was the ring one that was in the street of New York? That shit was trash. Then came the next that was Canelo and School, and that was the only fight. I don't remember who else was in that card. And then thank God, Inoue was the one who did it better in the morning. Inoue, allá en Japanese. ¿Tú me entiendes? No even. Nah, bro.
Cardenas, him and Cardenas.
¿Me entiendes?
I was just gonna say, you pay for a movie, right? You take your whole family out to a movie. It's got all your favorite actors and actresses in it. Then you find out the movie was trash. We don't know how the fight's gonna go.
So
No one knows how. I mean, you can ask for Rock'em Sock'em Robots as much as you want,
No.
but the two fighters are the ones who are actually in the ring. We don't know what their game plans are. We don't know whatever injuries they're going in with. So at the end of the day, you already paid for it. So if you already paid for it, you can't get a refund. So at the end of the day, however it turns out, if it's a good draw, a bad draw, however it turns out, whether one guy wins, it's a KO, whatever, that's the whole part of the spectacle. It's the unknown. We just know this guy's a killer, that guy's a killer. We got to see what goes on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get
I'm
two
saying.
good guys in the ring, and that shit is boring because nobody is willing to press the action.
That's what I'm talking about, and I'm not gonna take that. No, if I know you are known for avoiding action and moving backwards and just trying to go 12 rounds and win by point like this is the Olympics, I'm not gonna buy you. I don't care. I'm not gonna take the chances of I just listen it in somebody saying toe by toe. Fuck it.
So you're not
I-
buying the card then?
No. I listen it radio style, but I'm not gonna buy the card. ¿Tú me entiendes? Like that. And like that is a bunch of people too. It's like, and I'm not asking Rock and Sock'em like Mexican old school with the shoulder down and just in the middle of the ring. No, some fights go like that way, okay. But I'm not asking everybody fight like Subriel. No. But mira, Crawford and Spence, that shit was good. But but at least Crawford went for it. They don't want to sell him that time, whatever and stuff. But he got good fights, and he got style. Pernell Whitaker used to have a subdued, ¿tú me entiendes? And yes, sometimes if you play this sport and you're scared of getting knocked down or getting no more zero and having a 1 or a 2 in your record, then don't fucking get in the boxing game. ¿Me entiendes? If you're scared that your favorite boxer lose, don't get in the boxing sport because this sport is cruel. This is for savages, We like shit. Let's go. And Mera Foster will not be the most amazing boxer, but motherfucker, when he put a scoop, he put the forward back and he get knockouts when it's needed. And so of course I will buy Foster. I take the Rumble because I know he's not gonna give me a Rock and Sock'em, but he's gonna give a good school and a good punishment. Skull turkey, and if you get stupid, he will knock you out too. So I buy Foster. You feel me? That Foster, I like it. Like
That's
it's
true.
not everything have to be Suriel Matia. No. That shit is good and I enjoy it. But mira, you saw I say it again. Nestor, the one who gave but Keith Colon. It was not the other guy was moving, and he was hunting him, but in a way that you see, like, okay, I'm gonna boom him when I get it. So I don't know, but yeah, if you got a bad reputation or just avoiding and just trying, one thing the sign of hit and don't get in hit when you are there and stuff, but don't tell me I'm gonna play. Don't get hit in a boxing match and just by moving backwards and just avoiding confrontation, and then both guys like that, because at least let us cut the corners, don't let him do, and you got other ways to cut that shit. There's ways to cut that, but if you give me two guys like that, nah.
Yeah, I
That's
think
me.
I think we might see more action. We might see more action in the Jermaine Ortiz and Keyshawn Davis fight than we're gonna see in the main event.
Yeah, Keyshawn gonna push the issue. like the way we asking who gonna push the issue with Shakur and T.O., we ain't gotta ask that when it comes to Keyshawn. Just don't.
Oh yeah, I got Keyshawn. Viste, no, pero Charmaine, papi, I've been boxing. I saw him in the fights that he have it in with the when his company over there in Florida, and yeah, the guys is not the level of Keyshawn, but Keyshawn, he think he's in this top level shit, bro. No, you still have need experience in this game, and
Yeah.
you're very mature. You do stupid shit. I don't think you are understanding what is the professional boxing and the lifestyle of it, how much you have to train and stop prison your. So I don't know there, because don't get it wrong, Jermaine Ortiz can give a surprise and knock the shit out of Keyshawn too. He got that power too. I know people have Teofimo, the last fight they saw him, but I saw him in the other ones, and the
He
guy
looked kind
can
of
crack
different,
too.
didn't he? Yeah, he looked different. Like he been more aggressive. He been turning it on. I was able to sit down, quality of composition and all that. Okay, got to take that into consideration. But like, this ain't gonna be no easy win. And I know five people done went the distance with Keyshawn. So his record say 13 fights, but it's really 14 and 5 people went the distance. So it's not like it's not guaranteed he gonna knock somebody out now. Because he already let 5 people off the hook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't say he was gonna knock Jermaine. I said I just think that he's gonna press the issue. I think he's gonna make him pay. I think he's gonna be some, I was watching. You watch a lot of fights and we be trying to make the punch more than it really was. Like it was really just we tapped him right there. I don't think it's gonna be none of that this fight from either one of them. I think it's gonna be like it's gonna be some sweat knocked off these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
That's so lovely.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be some sweat knocked off the glove, off their back, out of their hair. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some moments when they're gonna get their shit turned up straight. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some of them. So
I hope they give that. I hope they give a spectacle because that's what people deserve. That's what people pay for. Yes, you win the title and stuff, but you know what? People pay for action, and you holding a title. We're believing that you, cabrón, you're a motherfucker. ¿Me entiendes? Not just no. And the champion made the title. The title don't make the champion at the end of the day.
Tell him again.
But I'm not gonna act like once that bell go ding ding ding, I'm not a Keyshawn fan. I'm actually a fan. I'm just a fan when they say ding ding ding. And he is an action fighter. He is about that action. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just hope he going in with it. I hope this ain't like I'm a fake it till I make it type thing. I hope he is really focused for it. I hope his mind is right. You know what I'm saying? I hope that because if he lose, this is a catch-22 fight for him. It could be a banana peel for him. So we'll see. I'm curious as to see who is Jermaine Ortiz sparring with in preparation for this. That's a question.
Well, to be honest with you, it's gonna be kind of tough too because he's not coming in with the same game plan. He's not with Bomac and them. So who's he coming in? And he could have added a total new dimension to his style. We don't know. So
he got to get in there with somebody with some long ass arms.
Somebody aggressive who can take a punch. And it's kind of and technical about the way that he coming at you. He's not just coming at you like the way Sabril does. And he says traps too, so I don't know neither, bro. That's a good damn question.
Yeah, did you see that Brian Custer interview?
No, I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it yet. I closed last night and then opened today. So I'm gonna catch up tomorrow. Word.
Well, yeah, go ahead, watch that, man. Watch that interview. It's pretty interesting. I think Shakur using this, man. Shakur's a genius. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shakur using Keyshawn to sell this fight now.
Of course.
He
Because
taking
you know
he-
Keyshawn got the fan base, you know, but Shakur got his fan base, you know. He don't need
No, I
Keyshawn.
know, but the interest, like even like Gio saying that, man, what's the promotion in this and this and that?
Listen, I gotta watch the Art of Dialogue interview that Shakur did. Like Shakur did a lot of joints real fast.
Yeah, they do a lot. Nah, actually, that's too much for me. That's not what I let you guys. Like the one who go on YouTube and then they break it out for me and put the video because these kids make so many videos in that shit at the Insta. I mean, I don't have it in Instagram or Facebook. You know, I get it in here.
No, it's
like
YouTube.
YouTube and stuff. You know, like so. I wait people break it out and stuff because fuck they make so much content. I cannot watch all that shit. No, I want to watch in the ring. When okay, you're gonna fight, but nah, I'm gonna watch all that. Oh my god, too much.
Nah, he's making his YouTube media rounds. You know what I'm saying? Doing his
his rants and stuff.
Yeah, on different platforms with the urban. I see what he's doing, but
yeah, sell it. That's what they have to do. The fight is pretty soon. What, in 2 weeks? Is the 31st at the end of the month?
Yeah, 2 weeks. So 2.5. Yeah. So he got his own YouTube channel. He's doing his own 24/7 on how he training. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, him and Keyshawn. Keyshawn started his back up. I'm like, damn. Okay, cool. I see. You know, I ain't knocking the hustle.
You know what?
Be quiet.
Yeah,
I don't.
Quiet one.
I think Shakur gonna press forward, backwards, gonna play Theo in the people expecting Shakur be moving just with a jab, and now I see Shakur giving some action because he felt that like people start cheering him when they saw him like, Cabron, you can give action, give me some of it, like come on. So I think he's gonna get a little thirsty for that, you know. So it's not that he's gonna go toe to toe and close with him, but I think he's gonna go back in the rope. He like to play there and do that rope battle, and you know, get inside, hit him, get outside. You know, I don't see him walking backwards with a jab all night.
But they say he got this newfound power. I'm like, newfound
he's
power.
He's growing up. He was a kid. How old is he now?
Like he was 28.
Now he got the man body, you know. Like now he's ahora, and now he's at 140. He can do shit, you know. He don't need to move backwards all the time. You know, it's cool to avoid punches, to move here. Hey, everybody have different style, you know. I'm not, but give me action, give me, you know, something to get invested into, because I cannot spend money in something that I'm not invested into. Or time, you know. I come here because I like to talk to you guys. But I get in the channel that, you know, they got good content and stuff, and yeah, I invest in your channel. I spend time stuff like if I can sometimes, you know. We're in winter, so now it's not working, but you know, when we can. But
thank you. Oh, my fault. I'm watching the damn game too. My Steelers got to win this game. Damn.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. I wasn't gonna keep this long. I'm gonna try to keep my things under 2 hours for a little while, man.
Yeah.
But I wanted to recap the Sabril fight, and I wanted to just go over this plan to where it's like, man, Keyshawn gotta I don't think he should be getting used, man. This is gonna be interesting how his career go, man. But right now, it's like Shakur playing chess with that man.
It's a little late for that. I told y'all he'd Tim Drake, man. Y'all was laughing at me. He got to come out that Tim Drake role, man. Word. And be his own man. Word. Sometimes you got to punch Batman in the face and step off. Like, fuck out of here, Batman.
I already said this gonna be like Creed 4 or Creed 5. It's in the making. All they gotta do is get pissed off, and you know how the media go. I mean, they tried to get the Charlos to fight each other. they're going to get these motherfuckers to try to fight each other eventually. So just some time got to go by and people get in their feelings and start them and all that. But we'll see. Or they can they can go down the yellow brick road together and be BFFs. It might be a new era. You know what I'm saying? It just, it might be a new era of boxing where, they setting the precedence for the BFF era. But that's all I had, man. What y'all got to close out, man?
Hey, these years are really good. Keeping in body, work, boxing.
I appreciate you, Milazar.
I'm just gonna say, man, I would like to see Keyshawn get back on track, run his own race, keep focus and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I was a fan of Keyshawn, of what he was doing in the ring and what he was doing outside the ring as far as bringing boxing to Norfolk. So at the end of the day, man, I hope he gets back on that track. I hope he, really then becomes the businessman. And just because you go into this weird thing with finding your center and finding your creator and stuff like that, all right, cool. If that's what's going to bring you balance, let it bring you balance. But at the end of the day, I have to say this. When it comes down to that, you're going to be who you always been. When it comes down to Shakur, at some point, Shakur is going to be who Shakur is in that fight. So that's just the way I'm going to chalk it up, and that's where I'm going to land my plane. On to the next one, Body, and salute to everybody on the panel and the chat.
Cool, AC. Good stuff.
Hey, man, ain't much, man. I just want to come up here and say that I thought that Keyshawn, even though all the everything, I still think he's going to probably win the fight.
Yeah, I think he the favorite. Of course, he the favorite, but we'll see.
And it's so funny. I see T.O. is going to upset Shakur. It's upset. The guy with the belts. The champion is going to upset me. Just saying. Yeah. But, to the next one, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Yeah, man. Good episode, man. Y'all know over here, man. We gonna keep it all the way funky, man. We ain't gonna get no reach arounds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of grace here and there if we rock with you, man. But we here for the preservation of the sport. At the end of the day, we want to see the sport, grow and go. That's why we be looking ahead. We try to dive into some of the younger guys. We try to give them their highlights, give them their time, because sport of boxing moves on, man. And I know me, speaking for me, myself, at 45 years old, I do have a little bit of the old school way that I'm still trying to hold on to. And it is kind of hard sometimes to embrace this new era where you could just talk, and you ain't gotta prove nothing. And if your fan base and your echo chamber just say it enough, then people believe it. You get the benefit of the doubt. You get to say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You can always overpromise and underdeliver, and you'll still be able to get millions of dollars. I'm not used to seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Underpromise and overdeliver. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Be fan friendly. Protect yourself, but be fan friendly. Don't be a safety first fighter. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm on, man. Anyways, I'm gonna ask y'all, man, support the channel, man. This channel is monetized. We do authentic work. We do create. You know what I'm saying? We don't copy. We don't steal. We don't remix. There's one cat out here, man. You don't gotta watch everybody. I think that's probably why he gets so many views. You don't gotta watch everybody else shit. Why? Because he just gonna remix everybody else shit and come on and say it. He gonna just come on and just remix what everybody else said, man. I mean, we don't do that here. We try to originate. You know what I'm saying? It's authentic. We create. support the channel, man. You can support with a like, you can comment. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You can hype the videos, you can super chat, the Cash App works, all of the above. You know what I'm saying? You can post or re-share the information, you know, and you can come in here and contribute. You can get on the panel and speak your mind uninterrupted. You don't have to agree with me. Yeah, it's a channel where you don't have to agree. And you can speak your mind uninterrupted. How about that? That's how we do it, Bodywork Boxing, man. Hopefully you was able to put something in your rucksack and march on with, man. Silence is consent is the mantra of the channel, which means all it takes for evil to prevail is for men and women to remain silent. So we speak to a lot of things that everybody else is scared to speak on. Yeah, it sometimes it hurts the popularity of the channel. Why? Because we're going to keep it all the way funky with you. We're going to say what a lot of people don't really want to say, man. We're not going to try to tickle your fancy. We're definitely not going to ride the wave, you know what I'm saying, and jump off that bridge just because everybody else jumping off that bridge. No, we're going to sit back and analyze everything. We're going to break it down. You know what I'm saying? We're going to use some sound logic and reason. We're not going to be first. It's not going to be a lot of breaking news, even though I do put together a lot of things that are happening. Even my co-host AC, he be putting together a lot of things that's happening as we follow this bouncing ball all along. You know what I'm saying? And we be on it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you like what we doing over here. If not, you know what I'm saying, no harm, no foul. But I think we put another good one in the books. This is Fruits and Veggies, Not That Reggie, that fact-based content, not opinion-based. Anyways, thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. Well, we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga? Right? Oh, okay. You want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.